Hey, welcome back to the channel. I'm Andrew. I'm 42 years old and I'm regaining my fitness by training in a hybrid way. And this channel is all about me taking on different challenges and vlogging about how I'm getting on with those. Now today is all about my Hyrox prep. For those who follow this channel, you'll know that I run my first Hyrox in October, and I did that in about an hour 23. Thoroughly enjoyed it, and I've got my next Hyrox in Manchester in January. So today I'm going to take you through exactly how I'm prepping for Hyrox. This video is going to show a typical day, and then I'm going to talk about the things that I'm doing in order to run a faster Hyrox than what I did in Birmingham in October. Today is a easy run, and we're going to run about 7k easy run. We're going to follow that up with some hill sprints, which I'll show you, and then this afternoon is going to be a strength training workout. I'm also going to talk about how I'm restructuring my training so that at 42 years old I can do it hopefully injury free. I can keep making solid progress. I can fit it in around my life commitments, around work. This Hyrox build for January is coming in winter. So there's a few things I've got to consider. One is obviously being 42. I've got to take into account that my body's going to take a little bit longer to warm up on these colder mornings. What that does mean is that I've moved some of my workouts indoors. I've got a treadmill and I've got an indoor bike that I've been using. And because obviously my joints perhaps aren't as good as they were in my early 20s, some of my longer work, my longer runs, shall we say, I'm now doing indoor on the bike. And I find that my recovery from those is a lot easier, a lot faster, and I'm still building the solid cardio base that I need in order to run Hyrox, as well as other things I've got in mind. But the main thing is it's less impact on my joints, meaning I can do more, I can train a bit harder and still recover. So let's get into it. Okay, so that's 8k easy run done, and now what I'm going to do is do some hill sprints up here. Now the whole idea around hill sprints is that these are still taxing on the aerobic system, but they're less impact on the joints. The idea being you can run uphill and that's less impact on your joints than if you're doing flat out sprints. So the idea here is that I'm going to do 20 seconds at about 90% effort up the hill, then I'm going to turn around and slow jog back down before turning around and doing that again, and I'm going to do that for about 10 times. I think my idea is I'm going to do it for 10 rounds. The incline I reckon is about 10%. That's me just guessing, I don't really know. It's fairly steep, probably a little bit too steep for what other people would do hill sprints, but this is the hill I've got. It's straight, it's got a decent surface, so this is what I choose to do my hill sprints on. So yeah, let's get to it. One done, 9 to go. Last one. That was 10 hill sprints, 20 seconds each, with a mixture of a walk and a jog in between. And going by my watch, that sort of gap in between sprints was between about 40 and 50 seconds. I love that stuff. I love the feeling of when your body starts to reach that limit and you don't feel like you can go further and everything's telling you to stop. But using, I guess, your mind, you push through. I know, perhaps it's a bit weird, but some of my favourite workouts are the short, sharp, high intensity ones. So that's it for this morning. I'm going to head home, a little gentle, warm down run. I'll probably be about a K and a half. And then work, life, everything you have to do. And this afternoon is going to be a strength workout, and I'll explain a little bit more about how I'm structuring my training for this Hyrox coming up in January, how I'm doing it in a hybrid way, how I'm considering all the elements I have to as an athlete in their 40s now, and yeah, have a little chat about that. So I'll catch up with you then.
So as I've said, I've restructured my training, and what I've done is I've thought more about Hyrox specific and how that is going to translate into the race, the movements that I do. So I've dropped the more bodybuilding, hypertrophy workouts and supplemented those with more functional workouts that will actually translate into the race. The other thing I'm really focusing on now is my running. Because, you know, it's no secret that Hyrox is essentially a running race with workouts in between. So my typical week looks a little different than it did before. What I tend to do is 1 or 2 easy runs. I'll do an interval training session. I'll do a cross training session. So I may supplement a long run at the weekend for a long ride. That seems to be working again really well for me. So I've had my lunch and I'm going to finish this cup of tea, and then I'm going to get my work done for the afternoon, and then I'm going to do a strength workout. We'll do some functional Hyrox specific movements in that, and that will be finishing off the day. So I'll catch up with you then. Okay, so it's later on in that day and we are now looking at the strength session. We're in my shed, for want of a better word. And this is where I've got some equipment that I can use in order to do some home workouts. If you haven't seen this before, I've got a Facebook special, marketplace special treadmill there. That cost me about £80. There's a spin bike here, which cost me about £20. And I've got various dumbbells, adjustable dumbbells, some other dumbbells, slam balls and things like that I can use in order to do workouts from home. Today, as I've said, is going to be quite Hyrox specific. I'm going to try and show you how I'm training for Hyrox from home with minimal equipment. So I don't have all the equipment that you'd need in order to do Hyrox. I don't have a sled at home that I can use. So we'll be doing some deadlifts. We'll be doing some rows, upright rows with the dumbbells. And that should improve the strength needed for the sled pull and the sled push. We'll be doing some squats, we'll be doing some wall balls, we'll be doing probably some weight lunges if my legs can take it at that point. And we'll probably be doing some shoulder work as well. And as I say, what I've done is I have changed my strength workouts to be more Hyrox specific. I've dropped a lot of that bodybuilding style workouts and focusing on what is going to work and what is going to help me run a faster Hyrox race. At the minute, I'm not too bothered about the speed of the functional workouts in the race. I'm more bothered about trying to build the strength that I need in order to do them and getting my body used to that. So let's go. So with the shoulders, I've dropped the weight that I've been lifting and I've swapped that for more volume. I figured that will translate better for Hyrox because you have to do 100 wall balls. And I think although having strength is good, I think in building that muscle endurance is going to be more useful. So that means dropping the weight and I'm just doing as many as I can, almost to failure. And that's how I've decided to switch into my shoulder workouts. Right, so we're into wall balls. Now, I'm quite far out from Hyrox Manchester, so this isn't really about making sure that I'm absolutely bang on with how my wall balls go and then I can do the 100 in a fast time. This is about training my body in order to have the endurance needed for it. So in my mind, what I'm doing is I'm trying to do 10 wall balls, then a rest, only a brief sort of 15-second rest, then another 10 wall balls, and I tend to do that for 50. And my idea being is I'm gradually going to progress that into longer reps, less rest, and hopefully by the time I come to Manchester in January, I can do 100 unbroken. Who knows? We'll see. Right, let's do it. Right, so that's 50. The idea is I'll progress that. I mean, that wasn't too taxing really, but after doing some of the weightlifting earlier in the strength training there, keeping that volume quite low, and as I say, I'm going to gradually progress that and increase the volume and decrease the rest period. Right, I think that's it. That's what a typical day is looking like for me at the minute. Now, I have had to juggle things around today to make the most of the light. I tend to do a lot of those workouts early morning, so my runs have transferred onto the treadmill because having to do them early in the morning means it's very dark. And then obviously come an evening workout again when it's dark, I tend to do it in here. So a lot of the workouts are going to be done from here, but today I've managed to juggle things around and make sure that we could make the most of some of the daylight. But yeah, that's a typical day for me. I absolutely love training this way. I feel like this is not only an enjoyable way to train, this hybrid approach with strength training and endurance training and cardio training, but also I find it to be loads of fun. And for someone who's getting a little bit older, it can feel like it's a bit too much. I have to sometimes wonder whether I'm just tired or am I too tired to do some of this stuff. But I guess as you mature, you think of other things. So I'm taking my nutrition, I'm taking my recovery, especially my sleep, a lot more seriously these days. And currently I feel like it's working really, really well. So that outlines what I'm roughly doing in a day, what my weeks are currently looking like. I plan on sort of sticking to this sort of set workouts or sort of set way of doing my workouts each week until I hit Hyrox in Manchester. We're coming obviously into the Christmas period. There's going to be some challenges with the Christmas period and keeping on top of training, but pretty sure I'll be able to do it. So if you're getting a bit older, if you're in your 40s or even older and you've got your Hyrox training going on, let me know how you're getting on. Let me know what you're struggling with, or have you got any tips for me? What do you think I could possibly be doing better, or is there other things I could incorporate, especially with my home workouts? So thanks for watching. It'd be great if you could drop us a like and a subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.